I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the YouTube element for you guys, so that YouTube can start popping off. Oh yeah, this is starting to look real healthy, ain't it? Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you guys like 5 minutes to go in and start coming into the room. I'm gonna play a song from one of the kids. I always say from one of the kids, right? But really what it is, it's either gonna be from Mark 350 or from Trey Cinco. Actually, you know what? I'll probably run both. Right? I'm gonna run both for you guys. You guys start making your way in here. Right? Y'all continue to enjoy. I'm gonna something sip on. Hey. Hey, I guess you know what that means. I guess that means it's officially time to start the show. Let's go! She always takes out a day early. Oh yeah. Now, out of all the times, you know what? Screw you, Instagram. Not screw you, Instagram. Screw you, YouTube. I don't got time for that shit. Alright. You guys ready for this? Okay, good. Good afternoon, and welcome back to another. How happy I was for the outcome of that game. Like, man, oh man, oh man. Listen, we got the Knicks talk to talk about. Listen, we got more of our draft breakdown that we're gonna continue doing as well. As you know, we ain't gonna stop there, right? We got Aaron Rodgers. Like, listen, this man just ain't gonna stop. And apparently, Green Bay definitely got some decisions that they gotta make. We got the battle that happened with BK and listen, and our boy Giannis. Listen, you know if Giannis is in the picture, I think you have an idea of what may be coming up pretty soon if you're a fan or if you're a regular, I should say, of the podcast. But you know what we say, regardless of the time. Hey yo, get me ready. Regardless of the time.
Take that.
And regardless of the weather.
You play to win the game. Hello?
It's always a good time to talk some sports. Let's stir this shit up and get motherfucking started. So let's start talking. Woo! Back at it like a sports fanatic. MyT Sports. Good afternoon to everybody here, near, there, far, and clear. Listen, I want to welcome you all guys back to the podcast, and thank you for joining me on these Money Mondays. I don't even know if I do have time to talk about something. I do got time to talk about something. I gotta make sure this one gets in there. I gotta make sure this gets in there. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I almost forgot about something that I wanted to bring it to you guys. But you know what? Though? It's here now. It's in the frontal lobe. And we will make sure that we get this information. 'Cause I don't know if I got this out to you guys on Friday. I really don't think I got to you guys on Friday. And Wednesday we had was it Wednesday? Wednesday we had a podcast. Thursday we had a makeshift podcast. Friday we did the podcast. Yeah, listen. Fuck me, we got a bunch of shit to do. But you know what though? Let's start off with the podcast, or how we really like to start off with the podcast. And that's by giving all of our birthday shout outs to all those people near and dear to us. Remember, the easiest way to catch the podcast, tell your smart speaker just to play the latest episode of the MyT Sports Podcast. You can tell that you want to listen to the latest episode of the MyT Sports Podcast, or you can tell that you want to watch the latest episode of the MyT Sports Podcast. I don't care which one you do, you just come down to the MyT Sports Podcast. But if you really trying to join the show, you go find that Podbean link. And when the podcast starts, you join that Podbean link so that you can join the conversation, and that's how you get your voice on the air. But now that we told you where to find the podcast at, let's get into our birthday celebration, because yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it. You said it's your birthday. Yeah, it's your birthday. Check it. First birthday shout out that I would like to give out will be to Jessica Kretz. Looks like she had her birthday right here at the end of April 30th to be exact, folks. Right? So we have those going on right now as we speak. Oh, but listen, that is not the only birthday shout out that we have, because listen, Jessica was the only one with a birthday on the 30th. We also had a birthday for Veronica Nunez. Happy birthday to you as well. And then also just yesterday had a birthday for Angelica Logada. Or is that Losada? I don't know if I wrote that wrong. That could be an S, that could be a G. It could be either one. But the one out of all of the birthdays, that I'm really trying to highlight. You know what I mean? It's the birthday of my battle brethren, right? My battle buddy, Taiwan Purnell. I'm talking about, yo, shout out to Taiwan Purnell. Like, he was one of the best non-commissioned officers that I have ever had the pleasure of serving under. Yeah, folks, you already know how that go. Yeah, he was one of my NCOs, and I'm telling you that he's one of those NCOs that from beginning to end helped me be a better person from the time I was serving under him to the time afterward. Now I know he's supposed to be moving to this side of town pretty soon, so I know me and him is gonna have to catch up so that we can shoot some shits. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know he's moving on this side. Now, the other thing I want to add too is that he was my non-commissioned officer, but I know that before he left the military, right, shortly after I got out the military, he became a commissioned officer, and that is where he is retiring from the military and that is by one of their prestigious commissioned officers. And if he was anything as a commissioned officer that he was as a non-commissioned officer, I am telling you, he was one of the best commissioned officers that the Army ever had. And the fact that he is leaving, it means that they are going to be losing one of the great soldiers of all time. I salute you, Taiwan Purnell, my battle brethren. I hope you have many more birthdays to come, and to the rest of you as well. I hope happy birthday. Hope you party hard, enjoy everything, and regret nothing. That's from me to you, from the MyT Sports Podcast to all of you. I hope you guys to hashtag stay MyT. Stay MyT, my friends. Alright. Now let's go ahead and cut that birthday shout out. See what I mean? We got enough of that birthday shit going on. I ain't got no more that I want talks about right now. But it is that time.
First of all, first things first.
First things first. bring up that flame of fame as we get back into that Knicks talk, You know we stay with that Knicks talk, You know, listen, I was able to handle a couple of business calls recently. So for anybody that got a business call from me in the last 7 days, this is obviously May 30th. I do appreciate you guys coming on and checking out the podcast. And as I stated before, that we do have a Podbean line. So if you ever want to call up into the podcast, you can go ahead and call in through the Podbean app. That way you guys can go ahead and join this conversation, right? But first things first, let's talk about the first thing that gets us up in the day. And the first thing that's getting us up in the day is that Knicks talk. You know we stay with that Knicks talk. You know we walk with that Knicks talk. You know I stay with that Knicks talk. When I stomp, I got my Knicks walk. Woo, hoo, hoo. My New York Knicks, folks. 36-28, folks. I don't think you understand what this means. Hold on, let me take a sip of my Publix lemonade. I'm doing it blackberry style. You know what they say, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the Publix lemonade. Alright, that's trash. I upset my girlfriend today. Just let you guys know. I'm not gonna get into the dynamics of it, but I kind of upset my girlfriend today. So she's a little pissed off at me. So if you don't see her in any of the rooms, right, because I upset her, or she just could be busy, or she could be listening and it's not registered, and now I'm even more upset at her that I'm even saying that I upset her. But I'm sorry, like everybody knows this, but I mean, like, I'm gonna upset you. I can't help it. Like, I upset people. Like, listen, I am a habitual line stepper, and I step over these lines like how Miley Cyrus steps on her. No, wait. Miley Cyrus doesn't step on her cocaine. That was just the line that was used by Jay-Z. Let's continue to get into these next talk. New York Knicks are 36-28, folks. So let's break this down for you. The Knicks are not just third in the division, and the only two teams that are behind in the division. Rich, everything I'm about to tell you right now, right? Let's do this whole starting line. For everybody, this is their first time here, right? Let's do this starting line. I want you to pretend, right? I'll go back, and for everything that I mentioned to you, I want you to ask yourself, at the beginning of the season, would we have said this about the New York Knicks? And I'm telling you, there's only a few people in the world that can say yes to this. And I'm one of them. I'm telling you right now, I'm one of them. I've had big faith in the New York Knicks since day one, and that faith has grown and grown and grown to what you see now as they put on a show after show after show after show. Let's continue to go, right? Because Nick MSG go. Hey, go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Right? So let me break this down for you just a little bit, right? The New York Knicks are third in the division, right? Third in the division. Again, start to ask yourself these questions. When the season started, what I have seen the New York Knicks has heard of that division with all your highly sophisticated breakdown. And that answer is fuck no. You didn't. Now, the New York Knicks are also fourth in the conference. Now, third in the division means that there's only two teams that are behind, right? Let me break that down for you. There's only two teams that they're behind. That's Brooklyn and Philly. You understand that the Boston Celtics was better than us last year. Actually, the Boston Celtics have been making it to the second round and to an Eastern Conference championship since the time that the New York Knicks have been sucking up recently. And we're talking about with the majority of this current roster that the Boston Celtics have now, they've done all these great things. The Toronto Raptors. The fucking Raptors. You know what I mean? The Raptors who came up here recently and won a championship in an American sport. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, that's how they say it. That's how they say it. Y'all got Kyle Lowry over here getting rings and shit, right? Well, guess what? Toronto Raptors, they've been a great team for the last years. Man, when they got Kawhi Leonard, we was over here like, yo, y'all had to like the Toronto Raptors haven't been getting to the Eastern Conference Championship or to the second round of the playoffs for years upon years upon years, for almost 5 years straight, to only keep bucking their heads up against the great LeBron James. You know your great king with the rings. I'm sorry, you know your great generous king, open with the rings, LeBron James. You know the one I'm talking about. That guy was stopping Kyle Lowry, and he still got one. That's what I'm saying. Who was he stop? Even Kyle Lowry got a ring.
Well, I guess when you give Mario Chalmers a ring, I guess karma says that Kyle Lowry has to earn one. I had a job place call me, but I was in the middle of a delivery. They called me back. You're in Miami Lake. Miami Lake's kind of full. I ain't gonna lie. Unless that guap is really up to par. Then they said, I gotta figure out which company it was. I can just take that information and call you back. I'll probably most likely put in the information later on. Let's get back into this next talk. So when I say they're third in the division, they're ahead of the Boston Celtics, which at the beginning of the season you wouldn't have said that. And they're also above the Toronto Raptors, former champion Toronto Raptors. You wouldn't have said that shit either. I think most people expected Philly to be ahead of them and Brooklyn to be ahead of them, regardless of how good or bad the New York Knicks did. I don't think still people thought how good or bad the New York Knicks were that they'll be ahead of Boston. That's just why I've been telling people for years. When they talk about how good or how bad the Knicks are, I'm like, what do you expect? We got 4 teams from our division that's been making it to the playoffs on a consistent basis. Toronto, Philly, Boston, Brooklyn in the last 3 years. Consistently. Where were you supposed to find wins? And this is how I used to have to explain this shit to them for the last 2 years prior to this one. This year, y'all didn't hear that shit from my mouth. Not at all. Y'all didn't hear that shit from me this year. This year, I was like, yo, we got something. Yo, we can make moves. I'm not just being foolishly optimistic. You guys know how I used to rate my Jets. I'm not just foolishly optimistic here. Like, I'm the one over here talking about, yo, the New York Jets are probably gonna have 3 to 5 W's. I got Jets fans telling me they either have 8 to 11 wins. Where? You guys know those years I'm talking about. This is right before I became a Giants fan. They were saying that shit. This is the second year under Adam Gase. They were saying that shit. I don't know what really turned me off of being a Jets fan more. About the rumors of that the owner may be racially and sexually insensitive, or that the fact that they had Adam Gase and I just couldn't take that shit anymore. I really hated Adam Gase. Like, I really, like, you understand? Why I go on, Sugars? You understand? Like, there's not a lot of sports figures that I really hate, right? And if you had to, like, really break them down, in baseball, there's probably only 2, right? There's Big Papi and there's Alex Rodriguez. Really, there's the only 2 guys I hate. And Big Papi I kind of respect. Kind of, but the steroid shit, you know what I mean? In basketball, there's a slew of them. Reggie Miller, Kyle Lowry. Fucking Kyle Lowry. And whoever the hell we were just talking about. Oh. Damn it. Who the fuck were we just talking about? See there? I mean, I need to put the smoke pipe down. I need to put the pipe down because... Oh, the Boston Celtics. I hate them as an organization. Indianapolis Pacers. Like, this is like Boston, Indy, Miami, right? Like, these guys got it. So, that's the division. But these are just third in the division. They're 4th in the conference. 4th in the conference. Again, let's take a little peek and let's just see on who these teams consist of. That the New York Knicks happen to be better than. Like I said, when I run through all of these teams that are the 10 teams that are going to qualify for the playoffs in the East, and we're going to talk about it a little bit because LeBron James is acting brand new all of a sudden. And I see, you notice he acting brand new when his team is about to be victimized, right? Fuck out of here. Nobody ain't believing your sob story. Let's just start from the bottom, right? Again, Chicago Bulls in the playoffs, right? Actually, let's start with this. Orlando Magic, who's eliminated from the playoffs. They made that shit last year. They made that shit 2 years in a row. You think the New York Knicks are going to be better than them, possibly? Chicago Bulls, Toronto Raptors, not in the playoffs, better than them. Washington Wizards in the 10th spot, we're better than them. You would have said that shit. Indianapolis Pacers, that was over there giving the Miami Heat work. Jimmy Butler had to come and put on a sounder on. Yo, dude can't guard me. Better than them? Charlotte Hornets. Okay. Charlotte Hornets, even with LeMelo Ball, you probably thought we were going to be better then. But we're barely better than them, believe it or not. The Charlotte Hornets that are right now 31 and 33 are not the Charlotte Hornets that we're better than, believe it or not. Like, I'm telling you the truth. It's ironic. If you would have asked us at the beginning of the season, I would have said the New York Knicks would be better than the Charlotte Hornets. Well, and the New York Knicks are going to be better than the Charlotte Hornets, but that is only because LaMelo Ball was injured or is injured. If LaMelo Ball isn't injured, I don't know if the New York Knicks catch the Charlotte Hornets the way they caught the Orlando Hawks. Actually, you know what? I can't even be that hard on the New York Knicks on the New York Knicks, because you know what? I can say the same exact thing about the Atlanta Hawks. And the Atlanta Hawks, if Trae Young doesn't go down, the New York Knicks don't surpass them. Now maybe they do. We've been winning all those matchups so far, but maybe they don't fall. And they're not quite falling, but they're struggling a little. There's a lot of teams we're going to be keeping an eye on these last games start to occur. And I'm telling you right now, what's starting to happen is that my nerves are starting to get up there. Like, every single game is starting to weigh on me a lot more than the last one. Well, go on, Shillas. I miss you already. Sorry I upset you earlier. Right? Like, all these games are really starting to matter. Because now, with just, where are we at? 60, we got 64 games left. 64 games into the season. We have 8 games left, folks. 8 games left in the season. And the New York Knicks just started their 6-game road swing. Right? I see you watching me, watching you, loving you, watching me. Right? The New York Knicks are 8th in the league, folks. With 8 games left in the season, the New York Knicks are 8th in the league. I don't think you understand what 8th in the league means, right? With their 36th win of the season, they have officially guaranteed that they will be a 500 record. I mean, a 500 team. Yes, folks, I'm saying if the New York Knicks lose their next 8 games, they will be guaranteed to make it. Let me say a couple of things to you, right? Let me say a couple of things to you that I don't think you understand as a Knicks fan. The New York Knicks could lose their next 8 games, and they will still be a 500 team. 8 straight, I'm talking about. New York Knicks haven't lost 8 straight this whole entire season, but in the past, an 8-game losing streak wouldn't be something you would put past these New York Knicks. And I say these New York Knicks because these New York Knicks were the majority of this team, right, was part of the team that was losing 8 straight last year. What, minus Derrick Rose? I'm sorry. Derrick Rose is part of a Knicks team that lost 8 games. Y'all forget, this is Derrick Rose's second stint in New York. Not his first. This is his second stint in New York. The New York Knicks can lose every single game this season. And I'm telling you this with full confidence. And I'm not saying, oh, their opponents could win every single game and they still manage this. But look at it, folks. New York Knicks could lose every single game this season and still make it into the play-in game. That's how well they have done so far. They have damn near locked up a playoff spot. Let me give this to you just a little bit further so you guys understand. With the New York Knicks currently standing in 8th in the league, right? That means there are 7 teams ahead of them. 7 teams ahead of them. All of the teams ahead of them have clinched the playoffs, except for one, and that's the Denver Nuggets. So 6 out of those 7 teams have already clinched the playoffs. And the Knicks are 8th. That's where they're at. That's where they're at. And the New York Knicks are basically the Denver Nuggets of the West. That's where they're at. That's where you... Listen, so if you're a New York Knicks fan, right? Like, I normally... We don't normally do this, right? Like we don't normally... we don't... New York Knicks, like, it's so funny because I'm in the New York Knicks text line, obviously, right? But New York Knicks have so many idiosyncrasies, or really so many superstitions. And so it's not even funny. Like, they don't even want to like talk during the game. That I had to wait. I had to wait for a while before we could do this, before we could talk in the game, before we could start exchanging messages in the group text. And even then, I had to wait till basically the third quarter. Until halfway through the third quarter, maybe like 2 minutes after the third quarter, I had to send out a GIF. Hey, yo, is it safe? And they were like, yeah, we can start talking now. You understand? Knicks fans, you understand? That's the reason why I can't get none of them on the podcast. They're all too superstitious. They refuse to talk. Listen, this is what happens when you are a scorned fan. Like being a scorned lover or being scorned by anything. You're hesitant to celebrate the good moments because you're just always used to so much bad shit. But no, Knicks fans, no. Go on, stand up, give yourself a round of applause. I am gonna say it right here, right now, right? Because I don't think people fully understand this. The New York Knicks are back, baby! And what I mean by back, I mean that they have found a culture that they can be successful under and have consistent success under. Not just this 1 year, but for multiple years. Most likely during the length of Tom Thibodeau's contract, which is why I fully wholeheartedly believe in year 4 of his contract, you need to give him a 6-year extension. And make his contract turn from a 5-year extension to a 5-year deal to a 10-year deal, so that people know that this is your coach and this is the guy that you fall in line under, and nobody supersedes his judgment. It's the same way that San Antonio has empowered Greg Popovich. It's the same way that Miami has empowered Eric Spoelstra. Is what you want to do with Tom Thibodeau. And once he has proven to be your guy, and he has proven to be your guy, but you can't get that extension yet. So you wait to year 3, year 4, and you give him that 6-year extension, 5-year extension onto his contract. And you let people know that this is your guy. Tom Thibodeau should be coach of the year, but that's a different story. Actually, that's the story for right now, too. The New York Knicks. They will get their 36th win behind a blowout. A blowout, folks, over the Houston Rockets. And the thing about it, the Houston Rockets are a team that you should be blowing out. The Houston Rockets are a team that so far, I think they lost 10, 20 straight games this year. Yes, 20 straight games this year. The Houston Rockets have lost. So the New York Knicks, you should beat them. Again, John Wall wasn't in this game. John Wall is back out with another hamstring injury. Now, this is one of those times, I don't know if John Wall is really injured or if John Wall just doesn't want to play through this with this team anymore with any little nick or pinch or hassle, strain, discomfort, soreness, tenderness. He's like, nah, fuck it, I'm done. Like the culture that was left there, that was set by James Harden, and then that had to be try to be handled by John Wall for this new coach. I mean, this is bad. Like this, I'm telling you, like they're gonna have to get rid of John Wall. To be honest with you, they have to really get rid of John Wall, and they're gonna have to try from scrap. And in 2 years, they may have a whole brand new head coach all over again. Like, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if in 2 more years from now, 2 years. So I really want to say the 3rd year, but this is year 1. And I'm saying by the end of the 3rd year. So yeah, in 2 years, like they'll probably end up having a new head coach over there. And that's the team that you want to beat. 122-97. The Knicks led this game basically from rooter to tutor, basically from the beginning to the end. And that's what I'm trying to say. Look at all these glutes on my screen. What is going on here? So I think you know what's happening here, babe. Is that the YouTube screen is up, right? Or the YouTube channel is up on the big screen, and I guess it's showing me either the history or recommended videos that we should watch, and all I'm seeing is, there you go, and we're back on track. You know, I'll be over there doing downward dog, like, For some reason, my girl likes touching my butt, so I have to start working on my butt. Listen, nothing is safe in the podcast world. Nothing is safe in the podcast world. Nothing is safe to the audience. I mean, listen. There are some things that are sacred, but nothing is safe. Right? So there's a difference between being sacred and safe. Nothing is safe. Nothing is safe. Now, for the New York Knicks, like I said, you're supposed to take care of the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets, that has been a struggling team. And for the New York Knicks, that are one of the best teams in the league and one of the best defensive teams. I'm fully happy to say this now because they're no longer that team that was hovering around 500. They're no longer a team that is sitting around like 15, 16, 17 league. Like, you understand, folks? 1 month ago, I thought I wrote this down. Yes, there we go. 1 month ago to this day, on March 3rd. I'm sorry, 2 months ago to this day. 2 months ago to this day, the New York Knicks had a 500 record, even 500, 18-18. This is right before the All-Star break. They were 4th in their division. Now they've only gone off 1 spot, but that's because the only person that they're really competing against, as far as is gonna be Boston. Like Philly and Brooklyn is uncatchable. And they were 15th in the league, folks. 15th in the league. 2 months later, we're talking about the New York Knicks being 8th in the league. So when I say, yeah, the New York Knicks are one of the better teams in the league, yeah, New York Knicks are one of the better teams in the league. And I feel comfortable saying that now. And remember, the phone lines are open, folks. Anytime that you want to come and join this sports debate, the phone lines are open. It is officially open. Come talk. Now they're 8th in the league. So yeah. So when I say like you're playing against the Houston Rockets and you're one of the better teams in the league, you should shut them the fuck down, right? Not one player for the Houston Rockets scored over 20 points. Not one. And that's the way it should be at this point. Like, see, Knicks fans, you should no longer be a scorned lover. You should expect certain shit. Like, it's okay for your expectations to change. It's okay for you to grow into your new form. It's called evolution. You can't be that timid fan forever. It's okay to step into your words a little bit. It's okay to say some shit with your chest. Like, fuck that. You understand? A month ago, 4th in the division, they were 5th in the conference and 15th in the league. Today, they're 3rd in the division, 4th in the conference, and they're 8th in the league. 8th in the league, folks. That's the biggest jump that we're talking about here. 8th in the league. Now we saw that they've been getting better. Nobody saw 8th in the league. Like I said, last time we talked, they had just gotten to number 10. They had just gotten to 10th in the league. For the first time last week, the New York Knicks had just made it to the top 10 in the power rankings. And now we're 8th. So yeah, when you play the Houston Rockets, nobody should score over 20. Julius Randle should be the leading scorer amongst everybody. 31 points for Julius Randle. Derrick Rose coming off the bench, dropping 24. We got RJ Barrett getting 21 points. Hard work. Emmanuel quickly banging a couple of threes as he came into the game. Now, unfortunately, Nelson Noel or whatever y'all want to call him, right? Y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. Nelson Noel, right? Nerlens Noel. What up, Nerlens? Is that thing Nerlens Noel? Nelson. I like to call him Nelson. Right? Nelson, he goes down again. But Nelson, I'm not gonna lie, B. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, you can't say certain shit to Knicks fans, right? Like, to certain Knicks fans. Like, when Emmanuel quickly got drafted, I'm like, yo, he's a point guard. They're like, B, go watch the tape. He ain't no point guard. Yeah, he's a shooting guard. He's a shooting guard. I'm like, B, he's a point guard. They just had another point guard. They didn't really have position for him. They kind of played him up. They played him all over the place. He's a point guard. 2 weeks into the season, oh shit, my bad. Emmanuel quickly is a point guard. I mentioned, hey, Nelson Noel. He's always fucking injured. There's a problem with this guy. He can't fucking stay. Yeah, he's a bum. He's alright. He's not. Listen, best ability is availability, right? I ain't gonna say he's a complete bum, but best ability is availability, and he's never available. And that's one of the key things about it. That's the reason why we understand that he was challenging that he was challenging Mitchell Robinson a couple of times for that starting role. But we knew that he was never gonna fully take it because even when he has the starting role, he always has to sit down, sore ankle, sore knee, sore glute. This time now he trips over a defender on the floor. And damn near sprains his ankle. So thank God that reports from the MRI come back. There's no fractures, no broken bones. It's basically just some bruising and a light sprain. We're gonna see how when he comes back. The New York Knicks next game is 2 days from now. It's gonna be on the 5th against. Sorry, it's gonna be tonight. Sorry, next game is tonight. Oh, they are back to back. Oh shit, Knicks play tonight. I gotta get back on the road so that I can be home for the next game tonight. Hey, yo, fellas. I gotta wait till the fellas get here because you know what? We may have a place to play basketball and we don't have to worry about the elements. For all you people that always worry about, oh my god, the sun, it's too hot. The sun, hot. The sun is hot. For all you people that always say that shit. Like they're scared to be in the sun, you know what I mean? It's too hot. Like how the fuck are you supposed to get a workout properly? Like, yeah, you just wanna like I don't get you guys. But like I said, like I'm the soldier. Like I that's why I don't get you guys, cause I'm the soldier. Like sometimes we don't think like we grew up together. But you know, I'm the soldier. Like we don't think the same. Like there's some moments for certain things that I love, and I love me some basketball. Listen, I'll play basketball in the snow. Like, I don't give two shits. Put me on some motherfucking boots. I'll play some basketball in the motherfucking snow. It's too hot. Too hot. Fuck you. And your hot shit. Go play that. It's too hot to play basketball. But hey yo, fellas, I got a place for us to play indoors. It's by and it's by not only is by one of our residential Knicks fans. He's also a Bills fan at that. So I think that kind of gives it away. And he's a Mets fan. I mean, maybe he's not a Mets fan. I think he's a Mets fan. And the last clue, it's a teacher. So there you go. Yeah, we got a place. We got a spot, B. We got a spot. I'm gonna start working out. Watch, y'all don't even realize it. Like I'm gonna end up like taking a jog now around the block with my basketball in hand, just to like get my rhythm back. So like when we play, either this weekend or next weekend, like it won't be the first time I've touched a basketball in God knows how long. And listen, I'm gonna have the pump fake ready. I gotta fall for that shit. I've been practicing that. I gotta go pull out some more Dwayne Wade tape. Get that Dwayne Wade pump fake. Make sure that the pump fake look like my regular shot. You know what I mean? Get motherfuckers in the air. Put them on their backs, on their ankles. Zippity doo dah, zippity day. Scrapping that shit. I'm still wildin', but okay, let's get back to right about because we're talking about I'm over here talking about taking ankles, but let's talk about Nursing Noel. That's what I call him, folks, Nursing Noel. Right? I'm just talking about his ankle. Remember, the phone lines are open if you want to come and join this sports debate. Any sports questions you got? Let's go ahead and talk. Right now, I'm talking basketball, so I prefer to be there. But I can go any direction. We gonna talk draft talk a little bit later. Nursing Noel, he goes down. Now, fortunately for him, his clumsy ass, that he didn't have any broken bones, anything. It's just gonna be a sprain. He's gonna be probable for tonight's game. We're gonna see if he plays tonight's game, but him missing a game, you're gonna see big minutes from Taj Gibson, which I like. Yo, shout out to Taj Gibson, right? Because I keep saying that Taj Gibson ain't gonna cut it. Nursing Noel ain't gonna cut it as backup. You need more solid backups, and you probably still do. But damn, don't Taj Gibson play above his weight class? Like he punches above his weight every single fucking time, B. And it don't matter that this nigga's like 52 years old now. Like he's been doing this shit since the moment he came out of college until now, when his kids are about to graduate, or his grandkids are about to graduate college. He's just 6'8" center like his whole entire career. Who gives a fuck? 6'9" center. No, who gives a fuck? Yeah, he's just in New York. He just grind shit the fuck out. Like, yo, I got this ball. Give me that shit. My ball, son. Ah, get out of here. Fuck out of here. Yo, go pop the trunk, man. Oh, sorry, you're on the court. He be having flashbacks and shit. Over there with his fucking red eye right now. He motherfucking got popped in the eye. Yo, he took a mean one too. He took a little finger in the eye. But with his injury, right? Nursing Noel, that is. Not only is that big minutes for Taj Gibson, that's also been big minutes for. It's also going to mean big minutes for Obi Toppins, and at least I've gotten to this point, right? And this wasn't the case early in the season, right? Where I used to say, like, I remember Obi Toppin, he had an injury early, and Julius Randle has just been balling, and that's generally the position that he came into play, was Julius Randle's position. And Julius Randle was playing 40, 41, 42 minutes a game sometimes, 44 minutes a game sometimes. You guys forget that Julius Randle, for the majority part of the season, has been either top 5 or at least top 10 in minutes played per minutes played per game. At times he was top 3. At times I think he was number 1. I think him and R.J. Barrett was in the top 5 at one time. So Obi Toppin, like, he's starting to get more. He's gonna end up getting more minutes. And he's getting more minutes, period. But he's gonna get more minutes now if we see a significant injury to Nerlens Noel. Now the difference about Obi Toppins now, when I see him play, at least he's starting to pop out on the screen now, and that wasn't happening before. Remember when we first talked about him? When we first was talking about him, he never popped. He was just kind of there. He kind of fell into the background. You didn't really notice him, even if he got a bucket, even if he took a shot. He was like, eh. But now he's starting to pop out of the screen. Like Emmanuel quickly does. He's starting to pop out of the screen. You're starting to see things. You're like, oh shit. Like even if him just getting the ball early, and getting a foul. You know what I mean? I'm going to the lane, but being blocked by Kenya Martin Jr., which obviously is the son of Kenya Martin Sr. I didn't mean to make it sound like that. But you guys know what I mean. For the people that know who Kenya Martin is, Senior that is, yes, he's being blocked by Kenya Martin Jr., his son, who's also only 6'6". I'll be topping the 6'9", right? But you see, but also you see Obi Toppin come back later with a drive to the lane with the double pump to make sure that, hey, if you go up, at least I'm a double clutch, you know, to at least throw off your timing a little bit. So he started to pop out of the screen, and that's probably the best thing I can ask for so far, is that when you get your 17 minutes, that it just doesn't look like you just blended into the crowd. It just doesn't look like hey, you know what? Let's give the young rook some minutes to see what happens with them. Now it actually looked like, you know what? Like, this is something that you can do professionally, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I wasn't quite sure about Obi in some of these games, but he is getting better and he's starting to pop. He's starting to make moves. Now, as the New York Knicks continue to make moves themselves, right, and they're gonna continue to try to.
I went from making 6 figures per year to making.
Alright, they're going to continue to try to add to this winning streak. Now, like I said, the New York Knicks, after this, they're going to have Memphis tonight, and they're going to have Denver tomorrow night. New York Knicks are currently on a 2-game winning streak. So we're going to see if they can continue against two very... And this is the part where the road swing starts to become hard. Houston was the cakewalk. Houston was the warm-up. Like, this is the warm-up game, really, before all of this. Then we have Memphis, right? Now, Memphis not quite like a West Coast juggernaut, but definitely has a bona fide star and somebody that's trying to keep them into that play-in hunt. Then you have Denver, who I just specifically said are the New York Knicks of the West, or of the East, or however you need to put it. And then they have Phoenix, and then they have the Clippers, and then they have the Lakers. So let's see if we can get to 4 wins straight. Granted, let's see if we get the 3-win streak first, right? Get on a nice little 3-game win. But let's see if we get to 4 tonight against Memphis. 3 tonight against Memphis. And 4 on Wednesday night against Denver. Let's see. Because then, what I mean, you don't want to start compounding what may be a losing streak too early. And not for nothing, I have confidence in the Knicks that they'll catch one of these teams slipping. Listen, if Toronto could beat the LA Lakers, we could catch one of these teams slipping. You understand? Like if the Lakers are still in their little funk because they haven't quite gotten their shit together since Anthony Davis and LeBron James have been back from their injuries. Yes, folks? Like, you understand? The Charlotte Hornets have started getting their chemistry back more than the LA Lakers have. I'm just saying. That shit's happening. That shit's true. Like, no cap. Know what I mean? So the New York Knicks, I want to see them move just a little bit further in those W columns. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see here because, like I said, we have 36 now. I'm looking at 1, 2, I'm going to say 3, 4 more wins. And see, that's the thing about the New York Knicks being a 500 team, right? Is that every time I look at their schedule, it doesn't matter how many games I look at, I can always see them being a 500 team. So, as we're currently talking, the New York Knicks, now, I have them, because I've had to adjust this now a couple of times for the season, right? Because they, also, I didn't know what it was until the, actually, no, I really haven't had to, like, adjust shit. On January 9th, when the Knicks were 5-4, I said the New York Knicks were going to be 19-18 by the break. Then after the break, I said the New York Knicks would be shit. Actually, I did say they were going to be a 500 team, so I already surpassed that. Right when the All-Star break and they dropped the new schedule, I said they're going to be sitting at about a 500 team. I don't believe that anymore. The New York Knicks are going to have 40 wins this season. That's how I feel about it now. And the New York Knicks will fin that. The New York Knicks are at 36 wins right now with 8 games left in the season. I expect the Knicks to be a 40-win team. Like I don't expect them to lose 8 straight games and fall to a 36-36. No, that's not possible to me. That's not feasible to me. You beat Memphis. You beat Denver. It's okay to take a loss to Phoenix and Clippers. You beat the Lakers. You beat San Antonio. You beat Charlotte. You beat Boston. The last game of the season. And you need to beat Boston. You need to beat Charlotte. Charlotte is on your tail. Charlotte is one of those teams that you have to worry about. Charlotte Hornets currently right now have a record of 31-33. And right now is a perfect time for me to bring them up as well. LeMelo Ball is back. Melo is back, people. I don't think you guys understand this. Right? And when LeMelo was there, the Charlotte Hornets were better than the New York Knicks. It's only since he broke his wrist or whatever it was that they have been bad. That they started struggling. Since they've been back, they've been a fight. They've won both. They've lost one and they've won one. The Charlotte Hornets, they beat the Detroit Pistons on his game back, and in that game back, I think he ended up having, what was it, like 11 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, something like that. 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists on a 107-94 victory over Detroit. Then they would lose to Miami, 121 to 111. 14.6 rebounds, 5 assists. So I fully believe, right? I fully expect the Charlotte Hornets to stay in the playoff hunt, right? That means playoff games and play-in games, right? I expect them to continue to stay in the playoff hunt or playoff contention or stay in the playoff bubble. I don't know how to word that yet. But I'm gonna figure it out. You know what? I expect them to be playing after 72 games. Let's just put it that way. That's the easiest way. I expect them to be playing into the off season, into the postseason. There we go. I expect the Charlotte Hornets to be playing into the postseason. And the thing about it, it makes me have to ask a question, right? Because I know they'll stay in the play-in, right? They'll stay in for postseason play. But are they gonna climb the ladder? That is. Charlotte Hornets are currently sitting at 8th spot right now, behind Boston and behind Miami, and also behind Atlanta. I'm excluding the Knicks out of this now. If LeMelo Ball can get the Charlotte Hornets running again, and they make the play-in or make the postseason, and they manage to skip the play-in games by some miracle, right? Like you pass Boston, who you're currently now behind 2.5 games. You pass Atlanta, who you're currently behind 3.5 games. right? You possibly pass Miami, who I don't see you passing. Same thing. Like Atlanta, you're behind 3.5 games. If you manage to do that, sorry, not 3.5, 4 games for Atlanta and 4 games for Miami. No, I was right. My bad. I was right the first time. If they manage to surpass them, can that get LeMelo Ball back into Rookie of the Year contention? Because if he manages to save his team that was sinking and rise them back up to their sea level again, slightly above sea level, which is the 6th spot is what I'm talking about, I don't see why. Like, that'd be tough to have to give it to somebody else. Anthony Edwards, Jay Sean Tate, whoever. But they're balling. But like I said, you have to beat Charlotte. You have to beat Boston. Boston is also sitting there with a record of 34-31. Like, these are the teams that you have to come out with victories against. And they're the teams that we're monitoring. Right, we're monitoring all of them through the whole entire rest of the season. Atlanta, Boston, Miami, Charlotte, Indy, Washington, Chicago, and Toronto. We're monitoring all of them because these last 8 games, these 8 games matter. They matter a lot. We have Atlanta playing Portland tonight, so we're gonna be rooting for Portland. But Portland's our West Coast team, so there's not much of a stretch. We got Indianapolis taking on Washington, and when you ask me about those 2 teams, like I really don't know who I want to win more or less. Like, I kind of don't want Washington. Like, it's really weird. Because, like, I don't like Indiana for all kind of personal reasons. But, like, do you want to see Washington in the playoffs? But that would be interesting, though, right? See Philly go up against Washington. Like, see, like, all of this intrigues me. All of this intrigues me. But I'm just trying to keep these guys as far away from the Knicks as possible. That's really what that is. So maybe I want Washington to win. And that way the Indianapolis Pacers and the Washington will have that same record, 30 wins, and we'll both have only 30 wins. Maybe I don't want Indianapolis Pacers to gain a ground. Maybe Washington here gaining the ground or gaining footing isn't really gaining footing. So in this game right here, I'll be rooting for Washington. And then we also have Philly taking on Chicago. And not for nothing, I'll be rooting for Philly. Am I gonna be rooting for Philly? I don't. The New York Knicks can't catch. They cannot catch the Philadelphia 76ers. They cannot. And I also just want them to keep Chicago off of our hide, even though I don't think the Chicago Bulls can catch us at this point anytime either. The Chicago Bulls have a record of 26-38, basically almost opposite of what the New York Knicks have. For them, they have also played. They have also played 64 games for the season. Only 8 games left. There's no way they can catch the New York Knicks. The Toronto Raptors with a record of 27-38. So let's see, they have played just about 65 games. So they have 7 games left. They can't catch the New York Knicks, right? So I'm just letting you guys know. So the New York Knicks, like, so when I was saying that the New York Knicks are kind of like solid where they're at, yeah, they can't fall below Toronto. They can't fall below Chicago. Those are the 11th and 12th teams in the thing. So the New York Knicks are going to make the play-ins. We have the Washington Wizards, right? They have a record of 29-35. They've officially played 64 games. With 8 games left, they can pass the Knicks. So you know what? Maybe a part of me roots for Washington to lose. Just to maybe also solidify. Maybe that's what gets the New York Knicks. Maybe that's what gets the New York Knicks that little Y beside their name, right? And what I mean that Y beside their name, that Y means that they have, not the Y beside the name, the X beside, no. What? Oh, there we go. Yeah, the X beside the name, which means that you have clinched a playoff berth. That's all I need. That's all I need. And I don't know which one does it more. I don't know, like, because once we win tonight, right? We get to 37. Maybe. We get to 37. Washington, with 7 games left, they could still. Maybe. Watch Thundercat drop ball dang video on YouTube. My new favorite artist. Okay. Somebody's telling me to watch Thundercat. How long I've been on? I've been on for 1 hour and 2 minutes, KJ. Still doing Knicks talk though. For a straight hour so far. So all of those games will matter to me, right? All of these last games are gonna give me heart palpitation, and I'm gonna be glued in. You have no clue. Like I don't think like there's some games I'm gonna want to watch with people. There's some games I can't watch with people. Like they don't understand. Like Memphis, I'm willing to watch with people. Denver, I'm willing to watch with people. Phoenix, no. Clippers, yes. Lakers, yes. San Antonio, yes. Charlotte, yes. Actually, you know what? The only game I'm not willing to watch anybody is Phoenix, I guess. Like, to be honest, like, with the Lakers struggling, we could beat the Lakers. With the Clippers, we gonna see. I think the only game I'm not willing to watch with anybody is Phoenix. Every other game I'm willing to watch with, I'm willing to watch in the capacity of people. I know Denver is giving work. I called. Listen, the Denver Nuggets are the New York Knicks of the West, or the New York Knicks or the Denver Nuggets of the East. Like granted, they don't score the same way, obviously, but listen, Memphis, Denver, Phoenix, Clippers, Lakers, San Antonio, Charlotte, and Boston, and Melo is back. And they're going to be fighting for their playoff berth as well. And for playoff position. I don't want to reharp. I know. I feel like I'm double taking right now. One of my co-hosts just joined the room. So shout out to my co-host KJ the Quiet Storm. He's now in the building. He's in the chat lines. That is. All right. So we have Atlanta taking Portland. Like I said, I'll be rooting for Portland. We have Indy versus Washington. I'm still kind of skeptical on who I'll be rooting for on that one. This one I may just want Washington to win because it's a little bit more meaningless because they're gonna bring Indianapolis down and Washington is just far enough that maybe one more win or one more bad loss by them and it automatically pushes them away, which means that if they take Indy down they'll be putting Indy in almost the same scenario where it's only gonna take one more loss before they can't catch the Knicks either. So in this game I'll be rooting for Washington to beat Indy, and then we have Philly versus Chicago, and Chicago can't catch us anyway. So you know what? Let Chicago go ahead and take a couple of pegs down on the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I am gonna tell you something that I really hope is gonna put out there because I am gonna end up tweeting this. I am gonna end up putting this on my Facebook. I'm gonna end up putting this everywhere that I want the word to see. I want the Heat. I want the Heat in the first round. I want that fuego in the first round. I want all the smoke. You hear me? Ain't nobody putting me up to this. I'm telling you right now, I want the Heat in the first round. Let's go Heat. Take care of your motherfucking business. I want Knicks Heat first round. And then I'll be making the second bet that I've ever made in my entire life. And that is for the New York Knicks to beat the Miami Heat in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Now, I know while that may have gotten you excited and gotten you guys a little riled up, I want to take this time to also talk about our sponsor, Blue Chew, right? Since you guys are already riled up and getting things going, listen, Blue Chew is that little blue pill that gives you back that thrill. Open up a pack and then head to a sack. In just a few chews before you do. With the same active ingredients as Viagra and Solaris, this is the one opportunity that you just can't miss. She's gonna love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And today's folks, our promo code for you is H is in hotel, Q is in Quebec, Q is in Quebec, T is in Tango. Yes, that is HQ. QT. That means the headquarters of cuties. Yes, folks. HQQT is our... No. I don't want Boston in the first round. I want Miami. Listen. There's nothing above more than I want Miami in that first round. I want the Heat. But, folks, back to Blue Chew, right? Talking about me wanting that heat. Folks, if you want some of this Blue Chew goodness to get that heat going back on in the bedroom, or just to add a little extra heat to that bedroom, right? Use that promo code HQQT, and that promo code is gonna get you $20 off your first order. And listen, a little secret between me and all of you MyT Sports Podcast listeners, that if you pick the standard plan, you're basically get your first order for free. So yes, folks, with this promo code, it's basically like getting your first order for free. Just use the promo code HQQT. You can thank me later. Just chew it and do it. Blue Chew. Alrighty. Since we're talking about the Blue Chew, right? Let's go ahead and let's go. And remember, that last segment, the whole Knicks talk is brought to you by Blue Chew. You understand? As the Knicks are rising, you can be rising too. Again, continue to chew it and do it, right? So, as I mentioned briefly earlier, we have a couple of people that have returned onto the league so far, right? We have.
Danger zone.
For real. Blue Chew. Right? So, LeBron James is officially returned. Anthony Davis is officially returned. And since their return, the Los Angeles Lakers have a losing record. As it seems that they're still trying to figure out the chemistry that they get back with this team and both of those guys on the thing. Now, am I worried about the Los Angeles Lakers making the playoffs? No. Am I worried about the Los Angeles Lakers making the play-ins? No. Now, is LeBron James worried about the Los Angeles Lakers making the play-ins? Apparently so. Because LeBron James, right, as his team continues to struggle. And you notice, right? Ooh, this is so much so. Ooh, who the Lakers play tonight? Who the Lakers next game? See? Because you notice, right? Dallas, Lakers, what do they have in common? What did they have in common when they complained about the play-in tournament? They were about to fall into the play-in games. Listen, it's like how conspiracies people, or even woke people say like, hey, anytime the media is telling you about some big shit, what the fuck are they trying to hide? Well, let's do the same thing here with our sports stars. When they are saying some shit like, hey, we don't like the play-in games, let's try let's get the BS translator out, right? And let's try to figure out what they really mean. And what they are trying to say is like, damn, we never thought we would see our team fall into the play-in game. And now that we have to suffer the play-in game because I am the great LeBron James, you know, the generous king with the rings. You know, on my watch, everybody gets that bling. It don't mean a thing if you don't get that bling. Look like KJ is popping up into the podcast. Wait, is he not? There he goes. What's going on, KJ? Welcome to the podcast, brother.
Why'd you say the great LeBron James like that?
What?
Why did you say the great LeBron James like that?
Like I was in mid soliloquy.
You say his name with some respect.
I was in mid soliloquy. Like it just went with the soliloquy.
Oh God. No, but forgive me. I gotta talk a little low because I'm about to go on to lunch. I'm finishing something up from work, but I had to speak on this before you moved on to the next topic.
Go ahead.
It's so annoying hearing people talk about the playing game and complain about it. Like you said, when they're about to be in a scenario where they have no choice but to play the playing game. You want to complain, you have a problem with the playing game, you handle your business to where you are not in the playing game. You become the 2 seed, the 3 seed, or if LeBron and Anthony Davis gets hurt, the rest of the Lakers, Kuzma, Schroeder, Frank Vogel, y'all hold it down and don't go 8 for 13. 8 and 13.
Like,
we don't need to hear you complaining. Luka, we don't need to hear you complaining. Even Dan for a little bit. We don't need to hear you complaining about the playing game. If you handle your business and do what you're supposed to do, not have 5-game losing streaks or come out at the beginning of the season looking flat, you don't have to worry about a playing game. So shut the hell up, respectfully.
Respectfully. Shut the hell up. Like, about the play-in game, that is. right? That this isn't a shut up and dribble kind of thing, and I don't you guys take that.
No, not at all.
Right? You know what I mean? Because we're not shut up. We're not generally shut up and dribble kind of people.
We're not shut up in anything. The only people right now who's doing shut up and play is the Green Bay Packers, but that's a whole other topic.
Oh,
We sticking to basketball right now.
For right now. Well, you know we're gonna finish off with some football talk.
Lord have mercy.
Right, but also you know what that makes it though? It makes winning your division even more important, and that's what it boils down to. Because if you're the Lakers, if you win your division, you don't have this problem. But in your division, you have Phoenix, you have the Clippers. They're both they're both ahead of you. You have Golden State that's chasing you. Like you know, like you understand. Like this division was always gonna be hard because this division was supposed to have like how the Knicks are 4 teams that are supposed to make the playoffs at least between Phoenix, Clippers, Lakers, and the Warriors. We even thought the Kings, even though they're gonna be the whooping boys of this, that they still want to be the worst team in the league, and they're
They
not.
just beat the Lakers the other day.
Who?
The Kings just beat the Lakers the other day.
The Kings beat them.
That was
Toronto
LeBron when he
beat.
came back.
Yeah, Toronto beat
When
them.
LeBron,
Kyle Lowry out here balling.
I saw his 37. I was like, empty calories, 37. I immediately heard you saying, don't let that 37 fool you. That's empty calories.
For real, don't let that shit fool you. I don't even know why I'm whispering. I don't know why I'm talking low. Like I
You can yell.
I know you got me talking. Like you got me using my like.
Be out of here in like 5 minutes.
Bro, you got me using like I'm sneaking talking on the phone in the office voice.
Hey, that's what I gotta do. The only reason I'm able to do it is because nobody's in here right now.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, shit, I know I'm gonna be out of here within the next 5 minutes for lunch. So
at least for Dallas now, they have their look like they're about to win their conference, right? Like they're above Memphis, they're above San Antonio, who's 8th and 10th in the division, right? The Lakers, like I said, they have a problem. Golden State is still trying to make it in, and listen, and with the Lakers, they got to worry about Portland Trailblazers. They're chasing their asses too. Portland Trailblazers and LA Lakers right now have the same record. Melo and LeBron James have the same record. That's all I'm saying.
Melo. Damn, I'm mad I'm in the office. I can't even yell at the way I want to yell.
You said that like it was the other Melo.
I know, right? That's so
Melo.
disrespectful. That's so disrespectful.
But you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. Give me, and I'm saying give me. For a lot of people, they may already be here. Give me 3 more years of this, and we're gonna have to put we're gonna have to put serious respect on LaMelo Ball's name too.
Listen. We talk about Chris Paul is the quintessential point guard and the floor general. We might have who's next.
Yeah.
We might have who's next.
It's really weird.
I watch him play.
Yeah.
I watch him play, and it's like a taller, skinnier Jason Kidd.
Yes. Which actually, and not for nothing, every point guard now is kind of like a skinnier version of any point guard we grew up with. That's you guys know, smaller, skinnier version.
Very, very true.
Like that's so like because I know you kind of have to say that because like that's how you look at it. But point guards now are 175 pounds, 180 pounds. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the norm. Like if Iverson would have played in this era, oh my God, he would have had a honey. He would have put up a honey bun.
I believe it.
Because him at 5'7" back then, 150 pounds, he was putting up 30. And he actually had big men that could stop him. Not just Rudy Gobert. This is what I mean when I talk about some of these, like the Zion Williamson, he's going to be so beneficial. Like, unless all of a sudden now, because Zion becomes so dominant, that all of a sudden teams start drafting Robert Tractor Trailers again. Mm-hmm. Which is what happened, which, for people that don't understand what I'm trying to say here, that's kind of what happened when Shaq was dominant in the league. Shaq became so dominant in the league that motherfucker was just finding the biggest, sloppiest fuck that came out of college to draft to deal with him. Like, you ain't had to be in shit. It's like, Big man, 7'2" guy with ostracized. That's your name. Go ahead, we're gonna draft you. Oh, big country, we're gonna draft you. Oh, tractor trailer, we're gonna draft you. What's the name? Oh, college Curry, we're gonna draft you. Like, not college Curry, high school Curry, we're gonna draft you. Since we got Knicks talking, I gotta make the Knicks kind of relevant in this shit too. The Knicks didn't draft that Curry. They got him from Chicago, but they paid him big money like he was the best center. Fucking that Curry stage. Oh fuck, that was rough. Oh man, that was rough when they had. I don't remember his first name. God, but that Curry stage when we had the wrong Curry. That shit was spoiled Curry. Eddie Curry. Oh God.
Wow. That exactly spoiled Curry. That's what that was. Rotten, spoiled.
I don't even know why I went back down that road. That literally left a
New
bad
York
taste in my
Knicks
mouth.
shit.
But thank God those days are behind us.
Yes.
They're 8th in the league. I don't know if you heard me say this, but I want to make sure I re-say this. The New York Knicks are 8th in the league. 8th in the league. 8th in the league.
Out of 30 teams. Say it louder, please.
8th in the league, dog. Already 36 wins. Solidified a 500 record. They can lose every you didn't hear this either, so I'm going to say this again for you one time. They can lose every single game the rest of the season, and they will still have a 500 record. They can lose every single game for this season, and they will still make the play-in.
Oh, brother man, I'm a Knicks fan. Trust me. Everything you're saying, I already know. Trust me, I'm diehard with these niggas.
I'm like, yo, next year, I can't wait to get the ball boy. I really hope we get I kind of want the ball boy next year because I feel like Tom Thibodeau can drag out of him what needs to be drug out of him unless he's just too much of a diva, and I don't believe he's a diva. I think he's a quiet workhorse.
He'll have no choice but to be aggressive. Like, you cannot play for Thibodeau and not be aggressive.
Because I think, again, like I said, because I think that would really solidify a point guard position will be Ball, Rose, and Quickly. Like there will be no question that we officially have point guards.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just be filling in the rest. How can we get a better outside shooting center possibly? You know what I mean? Like it'd be little shit like that. You know what I mean? If we could get another guy that can help streak like that, you know, find another, we can start looking for sharpshooters or a specialist here and there. You know, I think if we get the ball boy, that we find our point guard. But also, I hear this draft coming up got some point guards in it as well. I heard that this was a point guard friendly draft. I heard it only once though, and I don't know where the fuck I heard of that. Like I heard it once, and I was like, oh really? Word? So I heard this is a point guard friendly draft, and the reason why I'm talking about the ball boy is because LaMelo Ball really just came back 2 games ago. First game back, beat Detroit. Should beat Detroit since Charlotte's a playoff team, and they lost to Miami, which I'm telling you right now, I want Miami in the first round. You guys have no, and listen, I know what I've said, like, oh, give me Atlanta, even give me Charlotte, because I am way more confident in the New York Knicks beating Charlotte and Atlanta than I am Miami. But I want Miami because I want that test. I really do. Like, I want that test. And if you want me to be 100 with you, I just want to go to the game. I just want to go to the game. I don't care what the fuck I gotta do to go to this goddamn game. Like, yo! Oh my god! I just wanna go.
Hold on. Yes.
Now you understand what I'm saying?
Now I can talk. Yes. The Knicks play the Heat.
See? Now you understand what I'm saying? Cause so I feel confident the New York Knicks can beat Miami. I feel way more confident they could beat Charlotte and Atlanta. So if you had to act like, I'm like 80%.
But you absolutely.
Like, I'm 52% confident they could beat the Heat. It's not a lot.
But you're absolutely right in terms of if we level, we got to really go against a tested team.
Yeah.
We're not gonna learn anything about ourselves going against Charlotte or Atlanta because they're trying to get where we are.
And then in the first round,
they're in the same level.
And then in the first round and then the next round we play Philly and you know what I mean, or Brooklyn, and then
get smoked.
Yeah, like I want to play. Give me Miami. Have no confidence. Give me Miami.
Exactly. Get Miami, tried and tested. Spoelstra, one of the best coaches in the league.
A Tom Thibodeau product. And listen, not only a Tom Thibodeau product on the other side of the floor in Miami, we talk about Jimmy Butler, but then also, wasn't Tom Thibodeau also part of the Pat Riley coaching tree as well? Right? Am I not mistaken?
Rivers.
No, Doc Rivers or Pat Riley in New York.
Oh no, yeah, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So again,
because he was on the shit early because I think he was on the coaching staff when what's his name, when Van Gundy took over.
Yeah, so I think he was there under Pat Riley as well. Like his coach, like he was there. He was part of that New York team under Pat Riley, and I would like so all in all.
He probably got there the year because I'm looking at it now. He was there from '96, so I think he got there as an assistant.
Okay, so a Pat Riley protege by way of. So he may not be there of Pat Riley, but he may have been there under Van Gundy.
He knew the deal. He knew the deal because Van Gundy was running it.
Okay.
And Van Gundy was an assistant before he became coach.
So Pat Riley tree then, still from that Pat Riley tree. You know what I mean? So
the way listen, the way if you see an NBA coach emphasizing defense and hard play, like you watch him, like yo, you have Pat Riley in you, like you are literally what Pat Riley would stand for. Practice hard and everything. Just not much. Just don't dress like Pat Riley. That's all that is.
Well, Pat Riley's a don.
Smooth, I swear.
Exactly, yo. I don't like me Pat Riley anymore, but he's a don. Like, listen.
Oh,
like,
yeah, he's definitely a don.
Like, listen.
There are times to watch that nigga like, yo, he look like he about to go coach and then go meet with his mob squad.
Yeah, he looked like he run the sanitation department down here in South Florida.
Fact.
You know what I mean?
Factory. Big fan.
Like, I'm not a big fan of him anymore because of obviously the New York Knicks. I have that petty grudge, but I would have no problem him calling him Don Rowley. Like I really wouldn't. and also it gives him that Spanish flavor too. You know what I mean in the South Florida community. Don Rowley. I have no problem calling him that. So yeah, I really kind of want them in the first round. You have Jimmy Butler over there who's a Tom Thibodeau product. You have Eric Spoelstra versus Tom Thibodeau, who are both from the tree of Pat Riley. And then, like I said, they are the team they are the team last year due to will and determination and hard work made it to the NBA championship. And also the lack of La Playas and Putas, right? So, like, I want to be there, and I want to be part of that rabid crowd. I mean, I want to be part of that, like, specifically, like, in capital letters, part of the rabid crowd. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I feel the adrenaline already flowing through my body. Like, I swear to God, I'm about to go Super Saiyan in this bitch. Is my hair standing up? It is. I want it. Miami, I want you! You hear me, sucker? I'm coming for you. You're a paper champ. You ain't beat nobody. Oh, shit. I'm getting sports delusional. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I gotta bring it down. I gotta bring it down just to let you guys know, right? And do I have the symbol here for you guys? Before I mention this? But if you guys don't know that UFC has officially gone public. Yes, folks, the UFC has officially gone. Wait, if you're a UFC fan, then check out the stock that went public. Okay, this stock will be okay. There we go. So UFC has gone public. They've gone public under their parent company called Endeavor. And the Endeavor's stock symbol is EDR. And I guarantee you, I will be buying $100 worth of this stock at bare minimum. Just to let you guys know. I think when I saw it opened at, last time I saw it was at $24 a share, so maybe that gets you like about 4 shares. If I'm gonna buy 100, so I'm gonna flip $100 into like $400 like real quick. I already know that. UFC is gonna be over $100 a share easy, very quickly and very soon. If any time they're like, oh my god, like I don't really like to give out like a lot of like money advice or whatever, or direct money advice. I tell you exactly what to to invest into. I like to give you hints and things to invest into. No. Invest into UFC. I don't give a fuck if this bitch drops down to $12 a share at some point in time, and you bought it when it was at $24 a share. If it dropped down to 12, then go buy twice as many that you bought the last time. Go drop another 100 into that bitch. It will. You see what they've been doing lately. They are not gonna go backwards. This is now forward. They found a way to be a publicly traded company, folks. Understand that much. UFC, MMA, mixed martial arts, that you used to have to find on Spike TV at 3 o'clock in the morning on some underground bullshit, like you were trying to watch the fucking distorted channel on TV, you know what I mean, in the middle of the night while your parents were sleeping kind of shit. That's the time they had it on. Now is a publicly traded company. Amongst the lights of WWE, MGM Grand, yes folks, Manchester United, in case you didn't know that these companies were publicly traded companies, MGM Grand, New York just got approved for betting in their state. MGM Grand, Manchester United, one of the biggest sports franchises across the board in soccer, publicly traded company. Yes, WWE. I know people are like, oh, wrestling ain't this, wrestling ain't that, but wrestling sells, and they have millions and millions of viewers worldwide. I want to say they have billions of viewers, but that may just be pushing the envelope a little bit. I just gave you a bunch of companies to go invest into, and I mean it. WWE, UFC. Who else did I mention? MGM Grand and Manchester United. All sports related. And also somebody that sells sports apparel, Big 5 Sporting Goods. There goes 5 right there for you to go in and start. Like if you're a sports fan, you're like, oh my god, like what like 5 sports related things can I go buy into? There goes 5 of them right there. Big 5, MGM Grand, UFC that just dropped, WWE, and Manchester United. There you go. And I would also probably say find whoever owns Gatorade. They just dropped that Burst energy drink, right? And that's a Gatorade product too. So like go invest into them too. Like they ain't going anywhere either. I think that's Coca-Cola possibly. Like yeah, Coke stock. Listen, no matter what city that you're in, everybody loves Coke. Whether it's in liquid form or powder form. Go invest into that shit. I said I was gonna talk some football today, right? I really said I was gonna talk some football today, but we don't we have about 6 minutes. We have about 6 minutes. I could probably get into some good football talk with you guys. And I'm not gonna get into anything heavy, right? I want to kind of pick up where we left off with on Friday. And where we left off with on Friday was a set of picks that I guess I like to call the buddy system, right? Where you saw teams teaming up these young quarterbacks with their young weapons that they were successful with in college. We saw this a couple of times, right? The first time that we saw it, we saw it with the Cincinnati pick, right? When they decided, when it came to teaming up Joe Burrow, with a wide receiver, they didn't go after the Heisman Trophy winner. They didn't go after the guy that was technically considered the number 1 draft prospect in the draft. No. They went their own route. They decided to go get the wide receiver out of LSU. The wide receiver out of LSU who Smoking Joe Burrow is highly familiar with. That's who they went out and got. Because what they're looking for when they whilst also as they have their quarterback, stuttering over here a little bit, right? As they have their quarterback who they know who they're going to pick, right? Or they're gonna stick with. Are they gonna want to give everything that they have in their power for him to be successful? They want to build chemistry, and why he may have built some chemistry with a couple of people last year. But you know what? Let's go ahead and give him chemistry with somebody that he already has. You don't have to build. You just have to get him off the speed. Get him, you know what I mean? And then also the transition for him is going to be great too. Right? And we're talking about Jamar Chase here, the wide receiver out of LSU. Right? The transition for Jamar Chase is going to be great too, because now when he comes into the NFL, there's a lot of stuff he may not have to worry about because his quarterback used to be his schoolmate. You know what I mean? He could probably even stay with him when he first gets drafted, right? So you don't have to worry about all the bullshit. Show him places to eat, all this other stuff. That chemistry's already there. They already have that friendship, that bond. He got him that. And the very next pick, we saw Jalen Waddle go. And to see Jalen Waddle go to the Miami Dolphins, I'm not gonna lie, it threw me for a tizzy. It threw me into instant hater mode. I'm not gonna lie. And I came out I was like, yo, Miami Heat, like, look at what are the Dolphins doing? Good job, Miami Dolphins. You now officially have the shortest team in NFL history, right? And of course, a Dolphins fan has to come back. Oh, that's the dumbest question. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in history. And then they pull up a chart that showed that the Miami Dolphins has one of the top 5 tallest teams out there. But it's not top 5 in skill position. So who cares? So you have tall ass linemen, but you have the shortest quarterback in the game. How the fuck he gonna see over them? You got tall ass linemen, but the shortest wide receiver in the draft. How is your short ass quarterback gonna see your short ass wide receiver over your tall ass lineman? So cool. You got tall tight ends. You got tall linemen. You got a tall guard. You got a tall center. You may even have some tall corners, some tall DBs in other positions.
That hatred is disgusting, dude. Like, we really gotta pray for you, bro.
But
you really
but you don't got but you ain't tall in skill position. What am I saying wrong here? Yo, you're right. You know what?
Sticking out your chest over him being over the shortest team, knowing Kyler Murray is out there in Arizona.
But his wide receivers aren't short though. His wide receivers aren't short. And listen to me. And listen. Let me also let you guys know. I am hating, right? This is pure hate because before the draft, when the New York Giants, right, are in the mock draft, they had the New York Giants picking up Jalen Waddle. This is what I had to say about Jalen Waddle. With the 11th pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Giants are looking to pick up wide receiver out of Roll Tide, Alabama, Jalen Waddle. Now, when you hear the word Waddle, you may think of slow like a duck, but that's not the case with this NFL prospect who has cheetah-like speed. This is what he's going to have to deal with in that division now. Somebody has cheetah-like speed. And if you want to know what we're talking when we say cheetah-like speed, look no further than the NFL's resident cheetah, Tyreek Hill. Yes, folks, that's what we're trying to say. This boy's speed is compared to Tyreek Hill. Now, since the loss of OBJ, the Giants could use a receiver that could put the opposing teams and opposing defenses on high alert with his 5'10" and 83-pound frame. That may concern others, but when you dominate the SEC, that basically has all of the top corners out there, then the only concerns that you have effortlessly wash away. Actually, the only concerns that the Giants should have is whether they can protect their quarterback long enough to get the ball to their new and old weapons. Hopefully, those are positions that they address later in the draft. That's actually what I had to say about Jalen Waddle. So if you want to know my true feelings about Jalen Waddle, there you have it, and that's the last time I'm going to say that shit. Because now he's the shortest motherfucking wide receiver in the draft. He's on a short-ass team with a short-ass quarterback, and they're going to have a short-ass season because their quarterback going to get injured, and he's going to go fucking 4 and whatever. How many games they have? 4 and 17. I'm going to tell that shit. That's my football talk for you guys. I'm out of here. Somebody play my outro so I can start rapping. Hey, KJ, you got something? You got something there? Because I got so like... I was really done there. I got another football talk. Fuck the Dolphins. What? What's that?
I'll deal with you on Wednesday. It's alright, man. Trust me. I wanted him to go to the Giants too, but I don't hold grudges. I'm not petty.
I don't hold grudges. Like I just can't root for him now.
Like I said, I'll just deal with you on Wednesday. I'll deal with you on Wednesday.
For everybody else, we're gonna play the outro so we can stop rambling.
Sorry, B. I tried.
I tried to root for Waddle. Honestly, I did.
All the bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me contained.
Now it makes sense why you were shitting on
No
Tony.
lag.
It makes sense now. Because you just
gonna share my talents with Podbean Live.
You probably hadn't even sit down.
Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners thought. Last of the real gabbers.
Maybe
not the last.
You were so spot on.
Munchkin
I know I'm spot on because you don't watch college football.
Playoff time. Improved
MyT
Podcast.
Throughout the week.
I'm really happy.
Then you still might
down.
I'm really happy about that Tony pick now, though. I'm happy about the Tony pick. I'm just saying.
Call for drinks.
I'm just glad it wasn't short ass Jalen Waddle now.
Wow.
Sun's out.
Wow.
Heard the casino got a buffet
how the
breakfast.
mighty have turned.
Don't want to go far.
I kid you not, if anybody's still listening,
Wow,
this
nice.
Man just the other day on the show said,
Tired.
they got some bum ass and she got a Florida.
Tired.
I'm like, come
My T.
on, man. Shit. Like, you don't even know the motherfucking name. It's just some bum ass and she got a Florida. I said, shit. For one, a receiver in Florida is not a bum. We'll probably get into this on Wednesday, but I'll just give you a little sneak peek. Just take a guess at which state had the most people selected in the NFL draft. Pretty sure you can figure that out.
Oh, Florida. Or Texas. Florida. I'm going to say Florida, since we're in the hottest state in the world. Most in Fuego. Sorry. Most in Fuego city in the world. Specifically in Fuego.
Heavy on the in Fuego. My God, the weather this past weekend.
Oh my God, yo. Yo, I was been hot out here, B.
I was so mad because, like, I got used to the sun being out. But I'm like, all right, the sun out. It's not bad. Nah. This past week, I'm like, all right, summer's here.
It's back.
Nope.
It's back.
Nope. I'm talking about it's that heat where, you struggling to breathe for air because you're like, air. I need air. It's humid. Fuck. Can't breathe.
Yo, thank God we just found an indoor gym, right?
Because I tell you this right now, good luck with you niggas. You'd have to catch me out there. They want me to play ball. I need me a drink first because if I'm going to deal with this heat, I'm not coming out there super sober. I can't do it.
It's a good thing we just found ourselves an indoor gym.
Because, Lord have mercy, if these niggas thought they're going to have me out there dying of heat stroke at 12 p.m., 1 p.m. on a Sunday after... Hey, that's one thing, too, though. If we serious about doing this shit, especially since the playoffs are lurking, it can't be no 12 p.m., 1 p.m. game. Like, nah. I'm talking like 9:30, 10 in the morning. Get that shit done, because Sunday playoff time, they be having them games on at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I listen, I haven't heard you say anything bad. I don't mind, run an early game real quick, be exhausted, watch the game as you unwind.
Yeah, bro.
But see, damn.
That's the only way I'm able to play the football games I do. Them shits is like at 9:30, 10 in the morning. So that way, by the time that sun is really out, like, oh, it's time to go, y'all niggas. Out of here. Out here. Look at y'all getting some random bonus coverage that you didn't sign up for.
For real.
This is the type of quality, the type of shit that you get on the MyT Sports Podcast.
Exclusively on the MyT Sports Podcast.
Exclusive. That's the word I was looking for. Exclusive shit. Yeah, drop that shit. Drop that shit. Exclusive shit. Basically, we letting you know where you can catch us on the weekend if you want to come rock with us.
You know what?
All that. Drop a huge bomb on that.
Well, with that said, we even gonna cut this bonus coverage because I gotta get back on this road and make some money.
Thanks. And I gotta enjoy the last 30 minutes of my break.
Bet. All right, B. Be easy. And
All
I'll
right,
see you on Wednesday. Stay safe.
Yes, sir.
All right, one.
Stay safe. One.
All right, guys. Let's get out of here. Cut the music. Cut the feed. Cut the chat. Alrighty. Let's see here. Got YouTube out of the way. Let's go ahead and publish that shit. I'm about to go fuck up some food. Let's stop recording. Am I still recording? Y'all still got cameras on me? Y'all still got cameras on me, B? Fuck, y'all still got cameras on me? Y'all still trying to see me? Y'all got cameras on me? Y'all still got cameras on me? Nah, B, put that shit up.